Tales from my D&D campaign.
Previously,
everyone was talking about the Lich, but I was like, this is a Lich?
Kill him. Kill Swain.
I'm gonna shovel my silver now.
if nobody needs me, I'm out here with my dad.
Shackle, you have to use the stone. Right, from the Rakshasas. The window explodes with a tremendously loud boom.
What you've accomplished is impressive, but the situation has worsened in the last month. You need to...
We need to get the out. That's what she was going to say.
What's coming now? Get your Swain killing bolt ready.
As long as that bolt is in the artifact's crossbow compartment, he can mentally load it as a free action if needed.
Oh shit, we do need to get the hell out of here. There are two reasons we need to get out of here. One, Mountain Man. Two, Swain must know something's going on down here.
Isn't that what I said like 20 minutes ago?
You should have hours left if Balvon sticks to the 24 hours he gave you.
Or it can get us out.
How far did you say your magic thingy goes? We're about 700 feet below the surface.
Only 700 feet? How did that happen? Well, the mountain is sloped, and you guys have moved all around inside it. That would be going straight up. He doesn't know how far you are from the side.
Can Zahir do anything? Does he have any power?
No, he and Black's father, if he has any abilities, are going to need actual, genuine rest before they are at all useful. They've been perpetually fatigued for a long time. Zahir is at least coherent now, but walking is at the upper end of his capabilities. They dimension door straight up, just to be safe, and arrive at the surface without issue. Draven uses one of his two remaining mass fly scrolls, and with Black guiding his dad and Daggerface guiding Zahir, they fly down the side of Mount Pillar. Finding themselves some distance from the portal, they begin to circle back around to the front of the mountain. There are only a couple zombies when you first come down, but as you circle around, you find more and more of them, just like when you arrived. Pretty soon you're flying over large masses of walking dead, but you can stay out of their reach pretty easily.
Goddamn plane of infinite zombies.
You visited another area before and saw very few of them, so not everywhere is like this. Reaching the side of the mountain where they had arrived, their portal should be just a short distance away.
So just the caster can activate it, right?
Anyone who came through in the initial casting can see the portal, and any one of them, not just the caster, can stand in front of it and concentrate for 1 minute to reopen it. So you only want to travel with people you trust, because technically one person could chicken out, trigger the portal, and then it would be gone when the others got back.
I say we don't approach all as a group. One person should scout. It's the perfect place for an ambush. I'll turn invisible and check it out.
You don't have to go much farther to see the portal. Most of the zombies are clothing impaired. Some do have old clothes on, usually filthy and falling apart. Some percentage have light armor, leather stuff. But you notice one figure standing near your portal, with pale skin and a leather, sort of a light biker jacket. He wouldn't show up in person, would he?
Yeah!
As you watch him though, it's clear that he is looking at the glowing ring of your planeshift portal, which again, looks translucent to you, but should be invisible to anyone who didn't come through it. Probably true seeing.
You realize he can see you then?
Well, at the moment he's facing away from Angel.
So he's surrounded by dead people?
They don't seem particularly aware of anything, including him, but yes, there are zombies all over the place, including some near him.
Okay, Angel's gonna drop down using invisibility to hide from the zombies, but using zombies to hide from him. And I'll try to circle around to where I can see his face. No, just come back. We've established they're enemies. Just come back. We don't care who they are. I've got a forest of zombies. Stealth check 41.
How far do you want to be from him?
20 feet.
So you get about parallel to the portal, looking at him side on, and you recognize his face from when he was impaling you with a mithril spear. You remember him from the Lich's point of view. It is Swain. He looks over at you.
Of course.
You're sure he sees you. He's looking right at you. But he doesn't say anything, like you aren't that interesting. Just looks back at the portal.
This is not what I want to deal with. It is, as a cleric, yes, but not now.
We should have all our Bane and Holy still on. It's like 10 minutes per level.
We're all gonna die.
We're not gonna die. We're gonna kill Swain.
Okay, you're gonna die. I'm gonna live, he'll live, because if I'm living, he's living. Angel might jump through the portal first, then we're all stuck with him.
Again, it takes a minute to activate the portal. Nobody's flaking out to the Fadelands in combat.
This may just be from someone who really looked up to his father, but what if Swain is really locked in on him for some reason?
Yeah, why did he have your father? We're gonna have to talk about that when we get back to the real world.
It's Rygax he wants.
Rygax, the mythical vampire hunter guy.
My father knows Rygax.
That's why he told you all those stories, but the other kids had never heard of him.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Drop your daddens here with Daggerface, so they can keep up the mass fly.
Because the spell allows us to split up as long as within each group you stay within 30 feet of someone with the spell.
Laura will stay with your dad too. Heavy repeating crossbow has a range increment of 120.
Yes, they can stick together and keep flying out of zombie range.
Swain's gonna be fast as hell. If we split up, he could just run over here, grab whoever he wants, and leave.
Oh, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight us.
I guess it depends if he considers you a fight.
He took out the Lich like it was a toy.
That was a long time ago. Maybe he's old and decrepit now.
Vampires don't work that way. Screw it, I'm flying up to him.
Aww.
What if he wants to talk?
I wasn't gonna smash it right away. I was gonna talk, believe it or not.
We're gonna find out.
It's f***ing Swain. What level is Swain? You can't tell me, but I can tell from your grin it's not good.
You'll be fine. Standard RPG logic. He wouldn't be there if you couldn't beat him, right?
Yes, here's the thing though. It's one person.
It's the law of conservation of ninjutsu. Come on.
It's one person.
It's not just one person. He's got like 1,000 zombies. As you guys start moving up, Swain stops ignoring you so much. Turning, he points at the portal. This must be yours? At his words, his entourage rise out of the ground. He's got an entourage?
There's more? Okay, I'm not so scared now.
On the far side of the portal from you, though Angel's so far up she's about as close to them as to Swain, there's a hunched over hooded figure. You can't quite tell what's under the hood, but you think you see some eyeballs in odd positions. It's kind of unnaturally dark under there. Angel should be able to see more than she does.
Aberration. Angel sees a lot of eyes. That's an aberration.
There's also a blonde-haired, modestly dressed, probably human woman, and a pair of oversized hulking zombies, each with a grossly oversized bone spur covering their right fist. They look like the same kind as the one that was protecting Mortival, using that bone forearm like a shield block maneuver.
Right.
Swain looks essentially the same as in the Lich's memories. Shirtless, very lean, and looking bored. The only differences you notice are something hanging around his neck and some subtle purple lines on his torso. Some kind of runes.
If he sparkles in the sunlight, man, that's it.
Well, there's not enough sun here, so we'll never know. That's pretty much it. He's being pretty passive. Okay, let's kill him and loot him.
You have the Swain bolt?
There is a Swain bolt. It's the Cornello one that is missing.
Holy shit, this guy's about to have a bad day.
Or I'm gonna miss.
Do you have a true strike?
I want something to hit him first. Make sure he's real.
So, Swain.
They move up somewhat because they were starting 200 feet away. Angel circles around back towards the others, avoiding the big zombies. I like 120 feet.
I'm just gonna walk towards him. If they attack, I'll just blistering radiance everything. Just open up with that.
When you land, the zombies nearest you do start to attack. Not all of them, but you've aggroed a lot, like 30 or 40. They aren't particularly accomplishing anything.
Actually, not blistering radiance. They're looking at me. Opalescent glare.
That'll clear out of space. You sure you want to use a high-powered spell on this?
Not a high-powered spell. It only kills minions.
Oh, alright.
The eye slits of your helm glow with a heavenly light, and any evil creature of 5 hit dice or less within 60 feet that meets your gaze must make a will save or die. If they succeed on their saves, they're instead feared for 2d10 rounds. Wow, it's a level 6 spell, and it sucks. I mean, it's badass, but 5 hit dice.
I just memorized it for the badassness.
3/4 of the zombies in a 270-degree arc in front of you stop in their tracks, turning pale, parts of them crumbling in pieces under their own weight. Those that survive flee, clearing a 60-foot path, and since there was already a bit of a clearing around the Vampire King, there's now virtually nothing standing between you and him, except for the tank zombies.
Laura casts haste. What is the goal here? Do we face each other until one of us dies, or do you have another purpose?
I'll just have to add you to the bait. Not what I expected at all. Swain just stands around.
Are you sure you want to bring Rygax here right now?
That would be convenient.
How many years have you been fighting him and not accomplished anything?
Oh, that's a slap in the face.
The problem is finding him. Such a bother. I've got nothing to say to him.
Alright, enough of the yakety yak.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Who's making the first aggressive move?
It's a vampire. I'm making the first aggressive move.
What's your aggressive move?
I dropped the fist. I should hit the bodyguards.
Remember what Draven said? We want to hit him. Make sure he's real.
Right. Okay, I summon it. What's his AC?
Just roll.
26.
The fist drops down, but hits some kind of force, some kind of magical deflection, and falls down to the side, without any particular action on his part that you can see. Now, Swain had the highest initiative. He didn't do anything before, but if you guys are going to try to start some kind of fight, he's going to act.
He was holding his action.
My father didn't tell me not to attack him, though he probably should have.
I don't think your father was completely aware of what's going on. I don't think this is the real Swain.
Laura's gonna look at his chest, see if she can figure out anything about those marks.
Yes, the marks. They're definitely some kind of power runes. She doesn't know what they do, but they do resemble Morgval's runes.
And we couldn't do shit to him.
Until a Rakshasa canceled them out.
We still have that sending stone, right? We can call them up and say, we are currently engaged with possibly Swain and need immediate rune cancellation. Call in that favor? Well, first, Swain raises a hand and snaps his fingers. Everyone make a will save. Well, everyone who approached, not the people who stayed back.
25?
I rolled okay. 28.
Finally a half-decent roll. 30.
30.
Such a good will save. All those other ones in the mountain, I was rolling 1 and 1 and 1. No, that succeeds. You all feel an intensely painful headache, but it comes and goes in an instant, having no real effect. Spellcraft? Natural 18, so odds. You've never seen this spell before, but it's a mass version of an uncommon level 2 spell called Crystalline Memories. The original spell is naturally a swift action, so the fact that this is swift doesn't make it a super high level casting, but it normally does a small amount of damage and 2 intelligence damage on a failed save, as it extracts from your forehead a physical crystal made of your recent memories, which the caster can hang on to for a while or can read the crystal as a full round action. So that was his swift action. That's frustrating.
Yes.
Just give me a moment. He waves his hand as a standard action, and everything around you disappears. It's not like the visions. The heroes are all together in some strange, shadowy area. Spellcraft?
I got a natural 20.
This is not a spell that exists, as far as you know. In fact, it seems like a spell that shouldn't exist. The effect is equivalent to a level 9 conjuration, which has, with no save, temporarily shunted you to the plane of shadow for 2 rounds. Wait, there's still a plane of shadow? Well, that's the thing. There's always been a plane of shadow, but like the ethereal plane, it's not considered a place you can go. They're like physics planes, studied and manipulated by users of the arcane, but living things don't belong here, which is why you each need to make a fortitude save. I'm always unhappy to leave the prime material plane. Everyone makes a save except Angel, who becomes nauseated for the 2 rounds, but other than that disorientation, they seem to be safe? After all, essentially nothing should live here.
Except shadows.
So effectively, he just waved his hand and got rid of us for 2 rounds?
That's just 2 rounds. What the hell is he doing?
Kidnap your father while we're busy here?
I will kill you! F*** this shit.
What does Morris see?
You don't know. As much as we let you control her all the time, she's a separate person, and right now, you have no way to know what she's observing.
When she sees us disappear, she should be backing off with the others.
Sure, and that's what she'll try to do. But right now, you have to live with the horrible fact that you have no idea. You won't find out what happened till you get back.
He cast a 9th level spell, big deal. Says the one who has no minuses right now.
You feel very odd. Like, if you were to spend any length of time here, it would be harmful.
I rescind my previous comment about abusing sentient things for your experiment.
If you could somehow use Swain for the thing, I would be fine with that.
I think it had to be an incorporeal undead or a spirit for the astral plague removal plan.
Well, anyway, if you could science torture Swain, I'd be fine with that. Otherwise, it has to be willing.
If you could throw out the trap and get Swain in the containment grid, that would be okay. If it's good enough for Gozer, though I don't think the Ghostbusters ever tried to power anything off Gozer, that sounds like it would be a mistake. Sudden after 2 rounds, you shift back to the Shadowfell, right where you had been standing, and Swain and some of his crew have moved. Moved or gone. The 2 Hulks are flanking you now, while the King and the less physical-looking figures are over by where your people were. Mora and the others have flown a little farther away. Hard to tell from this far if they've suffered any damage, but Swain is standing near where they had been, holding up a crystal. Who did he get that from? Not from one of us.
He had 2 rounds.
He just waved you away, went over there and did them. Who looks like they lost a memory? They don't actually lose it.
I know, but who looks like they had a rock sucked out of their forehead?
Here, Angel, you can roll Mora's save now.
I think Mora failed.
This is not good. I don't care what this memory is. It's not good that he has it.
There's another crystal on the ground.
Actually, 3, but 2 are unused. He doesn't care about the prisoners.
So he's got Mora's.
He took Mora's. He's in the middle of a full round action, concentrating on reading a second of the 4 crystals.
On the plus side, Swain doesn't seem to want to kill anybody.
Well, he's sure as hell not in any hurry to. If the stuff in the visions was remotely accurate, he could have easily killed some of your friends while you were banished. Damn it, he's just out of reach of Bolt of Glory.
Let's kill these guys first. I can communicate with Mora again, right?
Yes. When you disappeared, Swain moved over to them, very fast, and snapped his fingers again. All 4 of them took some damage, and Mora actually had to heal each of the invalids as she and Daggerface dragged them flying away, only to find there was no further pursuit.
I activate Iron Guard's Glare, Infernal Blade, and Full Attack.
It's been a while since you fought one, but these things have 2 armor classes. 29 to hit their actual hit points, but failing that, 21 or higher still damages the Bone Spur, which is responsible for 8 points of AC, making it much more vulnerable if you break it.
So the first hit, the one that penetrated, 43, so 38 after DR. Second one's going to be more 59 damage to the arm. Holy shit!
Wow, that's 3/4 of the arm's hit points. It won't take much more to break it off now. The Eternals went to all this effort to make these Vampire King killing bolts, but never did anything with them. That thing must do a lot. There's no way it's gonna work. They were really smart, just never got a chance to use it. Do you think this is actually the real Swain in person? He did use a 9th level equivalent spell-like ability.
We're not here to kill Swain.
I'd fucking like to kill him.
Yeah,
When you're at the grocery store and pop is on sale, you might as well pick some up.
don't waste the bolt here, unless he seriously engages. He's just been f***ing with us for now. Yeah, let's just deal with the 2 minions surrounding us. If he suddenly engages us, bolt his f***ing ass.
But, you don't know what this thing's going to do. You know it's going to be cool. You don't know if it's going to kill him, but it's going to be cool.
But if he's not going to fully engage us, let's not waste our best weapon, because it's a one-shotter.
What are we going to do? We can't.
What if it fails?
What if it... Okay, what if it doesn't do anything? Who cares? Fire it. I'm saying, what do we do about this guy?
If we can get our guys and get out of here,
How are we going to get out of here? It's a minute to concentrate.
I don't know.
Fire the goddamn bolt.
Then fire the bolt.
What else can we possibly do? If we're not going to engage him, what do we do? Stand around and let him drain our memories while we try to open the portal? You're all hasted. You can run? Fire the goddamn bolt.
We don't need to go through the portal. Remember, the plane can have natural portals. We can go through another portal.
If you could rest a day, Black or maybe even Zahir could cast another plane shift.
Say you shoot the bolt and it kills him. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
You shoot the bolt and it doesn't. He's gonna kill us. I don't think we have the power to fight him except the bolt.
Here's the thing. If you shoot the bolt and it doesn't kill him, then you also realize the bolt was useless, which is a good thing to know.
I think the first move is your first instinct. Summon the Rakshasha. We're in trouble. She had to concentrate to get rid of those runes. The Rahs did warn you that if you call for them, they can't show up physically without minimum a couple days warning. They said if you need immediate help, they can instead give you a very significant boon to fulfill their bargain, but didn't Hazamura pop up for Mortival? They spend much of their time in the Feywild. She had arranged to be nearby.
I thought that was just a hologram.
To perform the crazy Fey Psionic rune unweaving ritual? No, she was telling you guys, you might want to kill him before he comes over here and stops me.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, if we fire the bolt, we're all in. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with that.
I'm alright with it.
We're not even sure if it's really him.
I'm pretty sure this is Swain. He's cocky as all hell. He's casting 9th level spells out his ass.
Only one.
It was 2.
No, the Memories one is only level 5. Being a swift action is part of the spell. He wasn't quickening it.
He's cast 2 spells at us. One of them kicked ass. I won't lie to you. Got me nervous, alright? And he's put on an awesome show to cow us. But he hasn't actually done anything to harm us.
Not yet. Where's my fist?
The fist you summoned from your statue?
Yes, that fist.
It's, gone. When you popped back into this plane, the small statue reappeared in your inventory.
This is Swain. This is f***ing Swain.
There are 5 of them.
It doesn't matter.
Does he know we have the bolt?
He does now.
No. Oh, yes he does. Mora's memories.
You better shoot that son of a bitch.
We don't know what memories he stole. Crystalline memories is more surface thoughts, not everything in her head. The more it is something that happened in the last hours of the last day, or that she's been thinking about something recently, the more likely it's in the crystal.
He knows about the bolt then.
Because she sees Swain, she's gonna think, oh, we have a bolt for that. It's gonna be a surface memory. He's gonna f***ing know.
Yep.
You gotta shoot him now.
Just for some reason I have a bad feeling about shooting him with the bolt right now. He's gonna go after Draven. You're gonna be target number 1. I think it's a bad idea, guys. I have a bad feeling.
Little was decided, but we started trying to process the new combat round. Why am I adjacent to all these people? They knew where you were when you disappeared, so they positioned the tanks to cover that spot. Fortunately, since you just popped back in, they didn't get attacks of opportunity.
My stance will give them -4 to hit anyone other than me, and I could give a huge bonus against 1 attack with shield block.
They have reach, don't they? I was hoping to walk around them.
You can just stay where you are. Angel can move to get flanking. I have reach too, so I can flank from where I am.
Well, I'm going to walk around here anyway. Just shove him aside.
What? Draven's right here.
He's not going to focus on Draven after this. Trust me.
Okay, it takes its attack of opportunity and rolls really well. Take 27.
Retribution. Retribution.
Backlash for a total of 19.
He DRs the physical part.
That was my move action, so now I smash it. AC 29 with the haste bonus, take 25.
Alright, and his damage reduction does nothing because your mithril mace counts as a silver weapon. You smack him right in his big-ass Hulk face.
Perfect. Just the way I like it.
Next is Draven.
Okay, so I have a couple of different possibilities. I could do the Buffy thing. I could do the shooty thing. We are still hasted. You lost 2 rounds of haste while you were banished, but there's plenty of time left on it.
I say pump bolts into this guy's face.
Or just force him and get rid of him. Or third option is me sitting around prepping a true strike if we want to use the bolt against Swain.
Here's what I think we do. We kill these 2 guys. You force orb Swain to see if it's possible. Maybe piss him off. Then you put a bolt in his f***ing face.
Isn't the bolt unerring anyway?
It's not that it can't miss, that you know of, but it does have a number of properties that help it to hit, and it has some kind of specific magic against Swain in particular, but which was complicated enough that even Draven couldn't decipher just what it would do. If we had a sample of him and I could take it back to the lab, I bet I could figure out this thing's power. Look, the problem with bolting him is, if those runes are like Mortival's, I'm going to need the +20 from True Strike on that one shot to reliably hit him. And I don't have the scroll, so it's going to take me a turn to prep it with Infusion, then another action to cast it, and only on the 3rd round do I take the shot. That's a lot of rounds.
Well, you could try to do it that way. I'd just be more comfortable if he took damage to prove he isn't some illusion hologram bullshit.
They really want to clear out these undead bricks though, because Draven can do very little while in their reach, and they've proven they do hit pretty hard. Black had already used this one's attack of opportunity though, so Draven would only provoke one attack by moving away. With -4 from my stance, and I can shield block one attack for +9 AC, so it'd be like it has -13 to hit. I don't like being the creamy white filling in a Hulk sandwich. And with all that, it rolls a 1 as Draven zips out of the danger zone. Throw my shield up like, no. You did damn near rip its arm off earlier. It may not be working right. Swain's still playing around with the crystals, or so it appears. So rather than start something he's not sure they can finish, Draven Force Orbs one of the immediate threats instead, dealing 38 damage.
I'll activate my bracers and... No, wait! I have the weapon crystal for undead, so I don't need the bracers to sneak attack.
That's right, you get a free ride on undead. With a little time left on the holy buff, plus d6 from her anti-undead crystal, plus sneak attack and her elemental damage, though the d6 cold doesn't work on most undead, Angel deals 29 damage directly to the closer enemy, and 38 and 35 more to its bone shield, so now both of them have the shields almost falling apart. The large zombie struck back, the one turning to Angel, who had dealt the most damage to it, but that -9 dex from the poison was really slowing her down, and it hit with both attacks for 18 and 23, whereas the one attacking Little One just couldn't get past his shield. Mora, who was leading the ragtag group of NPCs, turned their flight, looping back towards the rest of the party.
Maybe she can concentrate to reopen the portal. Okay, she's going to the portal.
Next round she can start on that.
Just open the portal and get them out of here.
I really want to get my father out of here.
And all we have to do is hold them off. For like a minute.
That's when they spot something moving fast from over here.
Ragax?
A hooded figure on horseback rides from over this ridge, moving hundreds of feet, virtually skidding to a stop just out of reach of the Hulks. The greyish horse actually hovers just slightly off the ground and has a surreal, unreal look to it. Death rides a pale horse? Neither Black, who had heard stories of the vampire hunter all his life, nor Mora, who had squeezed him for his rare tales to reinforce and add to those she knew, could positively ID the somewhat legendary figure from stories alone. But who else could it be?
You're a priest, right?
Yes?
Here, cast this. And you, cast this one.
He pulls out another scroll from his satchel and tosses it your way. It wasn't a great throw. Draven had to move to catch it, but he manages, quickly recognizing the spell as Ethereal Mount, a higher level variant of Phantom Steed, a spell that conjures multiple fast mounts, like that of the stranger.
So we're getting the out of Dodge?
Got a sword in that bag for me?
Black, the scroll he gave you is a scroll of Earthquake.
Earthquake?
Up within that mountain is a river. As you cast the spell, picture the water in your mind, flowing swiftly in darkness, and will that water to rush out and down the slope, flowing across the land before us.
Between us?
They can't cross water.
There's so many legends of vampires and their true powers and weaknesses, it's impossible to sort out what parts are true.
Are we running now? Why are we running? We're winning. Shut up. We're winning.
You aren't winning anything. He hasn't done anything yet.
Which means we aren't losing. Therefore we're winning. Follow my logic here.
And now that I've finally walked into Swain's trap, we have only this moment to act before he does. We have to get out of here. If you think I can just stand here and fight a vampire king, the tales of me have gotten truly out of control.
And he starts casting a spell himself.
Okay, that's enough proof for me. Bolt his f***ing ass.
Bolt whose ass?
He said it's Swain. Bolt him.
Oh, right. To summarize, hero, legendary for supposedly fighting vampire kings, shows up and says, "You can't just straight up fight vampire kings." And your takeaway is, confirmed, it's the real Swain.
Let's go. Let's fight the vampire king.
The Tarns weren't stupid, right? I mean, they did die, but...
If it was easy, I think they would have stuck somebody in to use the bolt.
We can probably get a better opportunity.
So now you don't want to?
My stance hasn't changed. I still don't want to use it unless I can cast True Strike first, which is still 2 rounds of setup for me.
Okay, so are we running?
Oh, nobody's forcing you to listen to this guy. It's your move.
And he's been fighting the kings for how long?
Decades, minimum.
Up close, he doesn't look that old, but his facial features peg him as probably an elf or half-elf, making his true age impossible to judge.
Actually, if I can use the earthquake to separate him from us with that river, you can still shoot him. That's brilliant.
He can't give you any more information this round. He is already severely pushing the limits of how much you should be able to do or say in a combat round, as he completes his spell. It's called Doomtide, which sounds scary, but it's really just an illusion, creating an 80-foot wall of creepy, vision-blocking fog.
So we can't shoot anymore.
Well, Draven could easily fly past the end to get an angle on Swain and his spellcasters. It's only 80 feet wide. No, I'm just going to cast the mounts and shit. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, regardless, we have to kill these two monsters ahead of us.
Little One spends his second fiery blade maneuver, the weaker one, and shreds his Hulk, ripping his shield arm right off and reducing it to burning slag.
Bam!
Black can't use the Scroll of Earthquake safely while in reach of the remaining zombie bodyguard, and if it's still alive, it'll make it harder to mount up with the NPCs and disengage, so he holds his action, relying on Angel to take it out. One attack is wasted, finishing off its shield, but after that its AC is only 21, and she rolls quite well on her damage, barely finishing it off, leaving Black clear to cast. Using the holy words inscribed on the old enchanted parchment, Black channels the power of his faith, calling on Sirius to protect the innocent and the righteous by unleashing the subterranean river. The earth beneath them trembled, and the mountain cracked, a fissure running down its side and through the ground, separating the shepherds, the hand, and their allies from the ageless monstrosity and his servants. Running water. Meanwhile, Draven casts this surprisingly badass horse spell, which at the scroll's caster level of 12 summons 7 phantasmal hovering horses like the strangers. Most of the party can't see Swain anymore, but as Mora leads the others back, she sees Swain move towards them. It looks like regular walking, but he crosses the distance in an instant. Crossing the river? No. Just before Mora loses sight behind the fog, she sees the vampire stopped in front of the river, just glaring.
Really?
We need to move fast. The river won't hold him for long.
Is there a way of closing that portal?
Somebody could dispel it, but theoretically, nobody else should be able to use it, even if they can see it.
Rygax, you shouldn't have come. No, I shouldn't, but you'd been there far too long, and when they broke the shackle, I don't know who you all are, but you are clearly useful, so mount up and move.
We're useful!
Really? I think we should stay and kill him now. F***ing useful.
They mount up, pairing up some of the NPCs as needed, and set off, directly away from where Swain was last spotted, their barely hovering steeds passing straight over the ridge that had hidden the stranger's approach.
Last I checked, he can't see through solid illusions. I'm hoping that holds true. Had I used mere magical darkness, not only could he see through it, but his dark vision likely reaches the horizon.
But he was staring right at you.
I'm sure he could simply smell me at that range. You have to understand, in order to defeat a vampire king, you must unbind a great many of their spirit shackles. That is the only way it has ever been done, and even then, only at great cost.
If those runes he had were anything like Mortival's, we know that guy was getting a big boost to his damage reduction.
Like plus 10 armor class.
And resistance to all energy types, even force.
Yes, with all the spirits he has bound, plus his other backers, it's unlikely we could harm him in any meaningful way.
Okay, ballpark. How many shackles do you think he has in total? Like, we've taken out 2.
Approximately 50. I try to keep up to date, but a few contested ones on the borders change hands fairly regularly.
So we'd have to do what we did 50 more times?
Well, many of the powers granted are not compatible with being a vampire, or are redundant, or are simply not relevant to a being who's already so powerful. That is why they grant so many of the Shackle's powers to their so-called lieutenants.
Oh, they're not compatible.
To have a realistic chance against Swain, you'd have to disrupt more like 30 shackles, though depending on the strength of your army, if you targeted the most critical ones, it might be as few as a dozen. but he would still remain incredibly dangerous. And that's not considering these allies he has, who are changing the equation considerably.
Alright, then let's get out of here. I don't think Swain's on our radar if it's gonna take all that.
Black's father stirs again, speaking to Rygax.
I held out for a long time. It felt like a long time, until it seemed that resisting had no more meaning. They squeezed from me the few hideouts I knew, but I was sure you'd have abandoned those as soon as I was captured. Don't worry about any of that. You need time to recover.
No shit.
I'm sorry I couldn't get to you sooner, but it was a trap, and it was much too dangerous on my own, until your friends threw a wrench into things, creating an opening. My son.
Ah, I see. So, how are we getting back to our own plane?
First, tell me everything that happened since you ran into Swain. Tell me in detail what he did.
He was just standing at our portal, waiting.
That was probably the most disturbing thing. And then we got sent to the plane of shadows. Yeah, that was asinine.
No, it's much worse.
Worse than asinine?
He hit you with the curse of Natharan. The good news is, it won't work on you again for probably about a week. The bad news is, no magic will be able to plane shift you for probably about a week. You are effectively plane locked.
Except for Mora and the others, they weren't in a thing.
But we're stuck?
It's possible that you could still leave via a natural portal, but there are virtually none around here. Not this time of year, in this weather, and those that remain in his territory, Swain knows them all.
There's one in the mountain, the maze.
I don't think that would be safe.
Well, obviously it's not going to be safe.
Sorry, my social skills are a little rusty. I'm usually traveling alone, particularly since Gabriel was taken.
Well, that's the one we know for certain. The other option is we cast a new plane shift to send back Zahir, Daggerface, and Black Dad.
Black won't get back the 5th level spell slot from the current portal until it expires. Again, around a week. But if Mora could cast her own plane shift, or maybe Zahir, given enough rest and care, they could escape back to the Fadelands.
Right, I can't cast another one because the caster has to go through with them.
After we send them off, we have 3 options. Hide until the week's up, then plane shift back ourselves. Find a natural portal to get back sooner. Or hunt down and kill Swain.
Right.
I think we've got to do something unexpected.
They slow their pace a little bit to cast some healing on Angel and anyone else who is hurt, and Rygax whips out a scroll of restoration, finally healing Angel's dexterity. That done, they get back to riding full out. The phantasmal horses don't have a constitution score, so the rules don't allow them to push themselves to run at 3 times or 4 times speed, but they are tireless, able to double move using their base speed of 240 until the spell expires. So who are you exactly?
Did I fail to introduce myself? My apologies again. I'm Rygax.
We figured that.
Were you the one who interfered with the Rakshasas who tried to contact us in the mountain?
That wasn't me. If that happened, it must have been Swain coming into range of his anti-divination aura.
He has a personal anti-divination aura?
That is one of his current protections, yes. At the moment it's being contested by Alyssa, but I believe that particular spirit remains under Swain's control. Rakshasas?
Yes. So far, it seems to be working out for us.
Or better or worse.
It feels less like dealing with Rakshasas and more like being dealt with by them. Every time we do something and they pop up watching us, it's getting to the point I kind of want to put my sword in their face. Angel's sitting there. I understand why they took Gabriel, because he's connected to you. But why did they take our friend? Yeah, and why would you give a shit about us?
I didn't know much about you. My divinations just pointed to an opportunity. But Zahir is a member of my order, a shepherd, a fellow priest of Anku.
Ah, anti-undead. Gotcha.
Unfortunately, due to the impromptu nature of my intervention, I'm afraid I don't have a solid plan for getting us out of Swain's territory.
The week of hell has begun. Next time on Tales from My D&D Campaign.
We've been underestimated more than once.
I don't doubt it. You were able to take out that lich thing.
We've got it with us.
Under 6 tons of silver.
Well, it's got a phylactery.
The body itself is dangerous to handle, but I'm pretty certain the phylactery isn't with it. I'm pretty certain Swain keeps it on his person.
It isn't in that sea creature?
How do you know about that?
Oh, it's a long story.
Yeah.
We took a walk through his memories. It was fun. Yeah. I don't know. I sat back and ate popcorn. Watched the whole thing.
Actually, that's another question. How did you deal with the millstone?
The what?
Balvan.
Nice guy.
Oh, he's fine.
We asked politely. Pretty much.
We gave him back something he lost years ago.
Interesting. There may have been good karma in that.
Whoa, what are you, a Rakshasa?
Well, he does deserve a break.
So what's holding him there? He wouldn't tell us.
That is a tragic story. Balvan made a bargain where, well, I would say the benefits to him have long expired. He may disagree. I don't know his mind. As you might have guessed from the headstone, he lost his daughter prematurely. He made a pact with Swain to bring her back, in a manner of speaking.
In what manner?
Well, she...
Is she an incorporeal undead? Because we could use one of those.
Is she one of his lieutenants?
No. He turned her. She later changed her name to Alyssa.
I was waiting for that. I'm just saying. I was waiting for that.
She's one of the vampire kings.
Yeah, one of the vampire kings looks like a 9-year-old girl. That's the worst! This is not okay. Do not fight her.
Do not with the 9-year-old girl.
Nope. Nope.
Nothing creepier than a little 9-year-old girl.